Do you not have any specific champion you really like playing?
Well, I really like playing Evelyn and Kha'Zix, but
Mm.
both are really bad in competitive play. So
Hi guys, this is Tom reporting from the LEC, and with me here is Inspired, the jungler for Rogue. How are you doing, man?
hello, I'm doing fine. Thanks for the invite for the interview.
Yeah, thank you very much for accepting, man. Really glad to be able to talk to you because, well, Rogue has been doing quite well so far in the split. Heading into the split, do you expect your team to step up so big, yeah, so greatly in this split?
Yeah, I kind of expected it. I think we are a good team, and we already saw it in scrims. I think last split we just had some unfortunate game, and then the series in playoffs against Origin didn't work out. So I think we were a good team for a long time already, but we just couldn't show it yet.
Yeah, what I want to talk to you about in this interview specifically is actually the best of one format in the LEC, because other leagues, for example, the LCK has a best of three every time teams play. The LEC and the LCS have best of ones, and obviously when you head into the playoffs, all of a sudden you have to jump to a best of five, and that's a big shift in how you approach a match. Let's start with the best of ones. How do you feel about the format? Is it a format you think is fit for the LEC?
I think this format is way better for the viewer. I think as a player, for me, it would be better to play best of three and then play the playoffs like they do in LCK. Because I think the system that is in LCK is the regular season is way more important, because if you end like first or second, you basically play only one best of five in playoffs, which in LEC regular season doesn't really matter that much because only the playoffs matter. So I think this system is better for viewer, but for the player, I would rather play best of three.
Right. So for you as a player, then when you approach a best of one, do you how much strategy is there still for you when you head into a best of one in just in one match? Do you think there's still plenty of strategy for you to edge out your opponents?
Well, in best of one, you basically prepare the whole week for it. So you just play what you did well in the week of scrims. So it's kind of like easier preparation, because in best of five, you can change your priorities in the peaks and stuff, because something might not work out in best of five. But in best of one, you already know for what you're gonna play because you practice it for the whole week.
Right. And you as a player, you know that the opponent has the same approach, right? They can counter you because it's only a best of one. So for example, when I think it was SK, I'm not sure, yeah, who saw Fnatic playing the Soraka bot a lot, like Reckless playing on Soraka and solo queue. They knew this was there was a big chance for Reckless to pick that during the match, but it's also a possibility that somebody scouts you out and sees that you are playing a champion more than regularly. How do you anticipate that, and how do you counter such scouting?
I don't think it's that easy to scout our team, because I think all of us play many different champs. I think you can scout people that don't really play many champs, then it's kind of easy to predict what they will pick. But I think for our team, it's kind of hard to know what we want to play, because we play almost every champion.
Right, and you as a jungler, you think you're very versatile enough as well to
Yeah.
surprise the opponent. Do you have a preferred champion or champion style? Because for example, you have Shadow, who is very well known for his Lee Sin play, really likes the aggressive ones, and then you have other junglers who are more controlled and like the slower jungler. What do you prefer?
Honestly, I think right now the best way to play jungle is to help your laners as much as you can. So playing self-efficient is not that good. Even though in other regions like China, I saw a lot of Grace and Nidalee being really popular, but here in EU, we don't really play those champs that much. There is like many tanks played in the jungle, like Sett, Trundle, and you basically try to get resources on your carries, mid and AD. So, I mean, I can adapt to every meta, but I think every jungler rather be a carry than just a support for his carries.
Right, so you'd rather play the more important champions that can actually take action.
Yeah.
Do you not have any specific champion you really like playing?
Well, I really like playing Evelyn and Kha'Zix, but both are really bad in competitive play. So
yeah, that's maybe not the best picks at the moment, but who knows, right? Anything can happen in the future. Now, as I said, right, best of fives are a different format for the best of ones, and we have seen teams that flourish in best of fives, and there are teams that struggle with adapting to the format. What do you think is so important for a player to shift when you're moving to a best of five format?
That's a bit hard question. I guess you need to prepare more stuff because you know that if you pick something weird game one, then it's probably gonna get banned game two if it works out for you. So you need to prepare many strategies or like many drafts that you can pull out. And also you need to know that even if you lose two games, you can still turn the series around. So it's not like all about the game that you are playing right now. You still have like the backup. You can still drop two games and win.
Yeah,
So yeah.
What you're saying there sounds like it's important to have more mental resilience in a match like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that something that you had to learn as a pro player to become more resilient, and when you enter a series that's longer than one game, to keep in mind that even if you lose a game, you can still win the series?
I mean, you don't really think like this, but every time you like basically lose the game, you know that you can still win because you can play the next game and win it. But when you join the game, you are not thinking like I can lose this because I can still play the next one. But yeah, I mean it's for sure like less stressful when you are playing best of five because you know that even if you get unlucky or something happens, you can still win the series.
So it's not. But do you have any like tricks for yourself as a player that you may have developed to keep you on track when you maybe lose a game in a series, to keep you focused on that it's not all lost yet?
I don't think so. I mean, for me, it's quite easy to keep the focus if I know that we still play some games.
Right. And is that something your other teammates have as well, you think?
I think so, yeah. From what I've seen playing, I already played few best of five with them, so I guess they have similar thoughts as me.
Right. And when you enter a best of five, being rogue, you guys obviously have great macro play at the moment, but do you think that rogue can pull out many surprises when you play in a multiple game series?
Surprises, you mean the peaks, right?
Yeah. That as you said earlier in the interview, in a best of five, you have to prepare more. You have to prepare multiple drafts. And do you think Rogue as a team is flexible and has a broad spectrum there?
Yeah, I think so, definitely. We already saw the Illaoi pick against Mad Lions.
Yeah.
Didn't work out sadly, but there is like few other picks on every role that we didn't really play yet, and we can always pull it out.
But how much is that dependent on the meta for you guys? Because sometimes players try stuff on solo queue and see like, okay, this is maybe a very niche pick, and sometimes players pull out a champion that people just didn't hear of at all until that very moment. And how much is that dependent on the meta for you guys?
I mean, before we pick something in official game, we obviously try it in scrims. So even if something is not meta, it might still be good. So you just have to be open-minded and try the stuff out that you think might be good. So it's not like if something is not meta, we'll not play it.
Right. Can you, maybe not at the moment, because at the moment you probably still want to keep your secrets for the opponent you're facing. But let's say in the spring split, what kind of champions did you guys have lined up and didn't get to play?
Oh, I think it will be maybe even similar champs to now, so I can't really Can't really say that much.
Okay, last season then, was there any champion you thought, okay, you know, if they pick this, I'm gonna whip out this champion and completely demolish them or something?
Well, it was like this in playoffs last year when we picked like Kog'Maw into Kaisai against Splice and we won the series quite easily. Then also we picked Zac in playoffs against Schalke last year. This didn't work out that well, but there was few picks.
Right, and this year you hope that you're a bit more successful with those wacky picks if you have to pull them out.
Yeah.
All right, man. Hey, I want to thank you very much for joining me for the interview, and obviously I also want to wish you the best of luck in the rest of the split.
Thank you.